Hey SOW community, this is Zalon coming at you with another SOW video, and it is time for a gemstone event again. This time around, it's our third one we've seen so far, and it is called Broken Hearts, which are looks like, broken heart gems. So it's pretty cool. Neat twist on the Valentine's Day period here in the game. And with that, these broken hearts can be found in all of our Nemesis stages. And I'm going to do a quick, and I say quick and thorough guide here for the how I go about getting these broken heart stones. So here we go. As you go around and defeat these nemesis, you will get gemstones as a reward. How I go about doing that is I go to all of the hard. Typically, you can do either the normal mode or the hard mode. The hard mode ones will give you more gemstones than the normal modes, and the lower fortresses will be giving you less than the higher fortresses. I won't give all the numbers breakdowns because there's a lot of different variations of how many gemstones you will get per battle. I'm not trying to bore you. So, but the when you look at the different fortresses, minus Morgul gives the least compared to Udin or Gorgoroth per nemesis. So again, like I said, I typically choose to do the hard ones first, and also to do the higher fortresses first as well. But as you see here, you are getting heartstones for defeating them. And, well, this is the great part, and why this event is absolutely awesome, is the fact that if you do go through your fortresses from the top to the bottom, you will get the bonus grog like we already know. And if you're a new player, you do get bonus grog when you defeat the nemesis from the top to the bottom. But also you get a ton of grog, Mirian, a little bit of XP, and also a little bit of resurrection tokens for doing each and every one of these battles. So it does actually accrue up to be a decent amount of all of those items when you do have events like these that come along. And it is actually it started as a 12.5 day event. So, of course, it does go on for quite some time. So this is a great time to be able to get as much as you can grog-wise as well on the side, because leveling up works does go on the back burner when we're doing all these arenas and power-up events. So, with all of that said, how I well, we also here we'll look at the rewards that we can get, because right here, if you stick with me to the end of the video, I also will be doing 1,000 pulls for Galadriel, and I'll explain at the very end exactly how these Palantirs work, and we'll get back to that shortly. But so with defeating each one of these the fortresses, each mode, of course, has the option after defeating them to refresh. You see here on the top right-hand side, and it's a 12-hour refresh. Right now, currently, this is the one thing I do not know, and if anybody can put it in the comments, I'd appreciate it. But the last time we had a gemstone event, which was over Christmas time period, and you rushed, they increase, and that's a 100 right there, as you see. In Gorgoroth, I've already done it once here, so it's at 200. So they do increase 100 to 200, and I think 200 to 300, because I did that once or twice in the Christmas event as well. So they did refresh eventually after that event. Eventually. It was weeks afterwards that they actually went back down to 100. So I don't believe that they will refresh again before the end of this current event. I don't believe. So do make sure that if you're going to refresh your nemesis on a particular fortress, that you don't do it without, making sure that you can do all of that without, look at your energy and know if you've actually have the ability to do it in the time that you have. Besides from that, the energy refresh that you have every day, the 50 and the 100 if you have the second one unlocked, and possibly even the 200 if you have the third one unlocked, or more. There's players that have more unlocked, but typically you do want to spend those energy refreshes. I know with all the power-up tournaments and arenas, we haven't been doing probably as many energy refreshes, but now is the time to do those. They are extremely helpful in collecting as many broken heartstones as possible. Occasionally, now there is one other thing I do want to mention. Occasionally, we do see in the store here. Now, it's not here right now, but this event goes on for another 11 days, so it's possible it could pop up again. But there's a one-time energy refresh for 300 gems. Now, my energy tops out at 173. That 300 gem one-time energy refresh, or not refresh, but it's for 200 energy. That's only a little bit more than what I currently have at max energy at 173. So, depending on your player level, will depend if you decide to jump on that 200 energy before doing all your energy refreshes, because if they're only 50, 100, and 200 for your first 3 energy refreshes, that's more cost effective than spending that 300 for 200 energy. So make sure you pay attention to that as well. And don't get schemed into spending 300 gems when you probably already still have some energy refreshes available. But it is still good if you're still going hard for a certain character. So it is a nice way of not spending money, but if you have saved up gems. There is also, if you are going to spend money during this time period, the one thing I would suggest getting would be the 7-day energy pass. Now, of course, the event goes longer than 7 days, so I am personally myself waiting to see what other characters may pop out after the current Galadriel is finished here in an hour and a half. Now, she was on for a little over 2 days, or I think exactly 2 days, I'm sorry. But most characters in the previous gemstone events we've seen have typically stayed around for 2 to 3 days. So there should be another, at least in the rest of this event, at least I'm going to say 4 more characters available. I'm going to say that just to be, not get everybody's hopes up that there's going to be a lot more, but I believe there would be at least another 4 more characters that are going to be available for these Palantir pools. All right, and I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, well, and also, too, it's mostly an auto event grind, and I just say that just because a lot of the Nemesis, you can just pop the auto play on and just let them run through as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Unless your characters are all maxed at max level, because you do get experience at the same time when they run through. So I would recommend using some characters that you would still get some experience on while they're running through all these Nemesis stages. All right, let's explain this Palantir and do some pulls for all the people that stayed until the end of the video. So the way this Palantir works is it is the same as a lot of the Warlord Palantirs have been, but this time around, of course, the way the gemstone ones work is they do typically one character and then runes that buff that character, and purple runes. Nothing above that typically, but purple runes are still pretty decent on the whole scale of things. Now they do give you 5 when you do get them, but there is only one full Galadriel, one of these runes, one of these runes, one of these runes. So that's how that works. Those are the top prizes that are inside of this 100 chest. So basically think of there's 100 items inside of a chest, and when you do these pulls, the more pulls that you do, the higher your chances are that you're going to get items that are still left. So if you don't get Galadriel on your first couple pulls, or my first set of pulls, the chances actually go up higher that I'm going to possibly get her in my second set of pulls. You do also have some glyphs available for Galadriel, 10 to 15. Now, there is no exact number of how many of these. Now, there's like 34 items in here, so a lot of inscriptions as well that buff mages, and then mage tomes specifically, and then a bunch of base tomes, and then some Mirian at the bottom. But there's like 33 or 34 items or something like that. So if you think about that, if anything, a lot of the items may only repeat like 2, possibly 3 times. So, yeah. So we'll hopefully get some more Galadriel glyphs before I jump in to do those pulls, just to look and make sure we know exactly how many we're working with already. Galadriel, I have 38, so I need another 62? 62 more glyphs. So we'll see if I can get those now. Thank you for staying to the end of the video, and wish me luck. Now, when you do open, use 1,000, you do get one extra pull, which is nice compared to the regular 1 to 100 ratio you have over there. And if you do get Galadriel or any other character in the event immediately, and you still would like to have another chance to pull that character again, you can spend the 100 Heartstones to be able to unlock it for another chance. So, I mean, I would recommend that in the case that you pull the character like very, very quickly, and there's still plenty of time in that character's Palantir for you to pull again. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. All right. Always need more Mirian. Green inscription. Okay, 15. All right, cool. More Mirian. Inscription. Mirian. Inscription. More glyphs. Excellent. We're getting there. We're getting there. We might have her. More Mirian. Guide. Inscription. Okay, and that one I got 25. And a decent amount of Mirian. That was pretty insane. Alright, let's see what we get on a second set of pulls here. And I'll get one bonus pull at the end, too, just in case. So I've done 11 of the 100 items out of the inscription. So we'll see how many inscription. I might get a whole bunch of inscriptions. Experience Trove. Mage Experience Trove. That's nice. 3,300 Mirian. Okay. Inscription. Oh, that was pretty horrible compared to the first set. All right. I'm going to try one more to see if I can get anything else out of this Galadriel Valentine Palantir, because I might not be getting her this time around. We'll see. No more Mage Experience Troves. They're still good, though. They're actually a good amount of experience. I think it's about 1,500. All right. Well, I got a ton of Mirian. That's nice. That all racked up. But no characters in this one. So hopefully, again, with the other characters that are going to be provided in this event, I might be able to get some of the other characters. So we'll see. This is the first time we've seen an actual 4-star in one of the gemstone events. Typically, they've always been 2-star and 3-star characters. So hopefully we'll see another 4-star possibly in this event. Fingers crossed. All right, SOW community, I will be having some live streams for current events that are going on in the game. New arena is up, so I do want to make sure that if anybody wants to join me on the live stream, please feel free to do so. All right, SOW community, I will talk to you guys all again very soon.